Back to kidslearnpianolive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Klopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at learnpianolive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Hello and welcome back to kidslearnpianolive.com. My name is Jamin and this is Theatrical Athena.
Hi.
And she's going to be learning the song right along with you for the very first time. We're doing Hungarian Dance number 5. Have you ever heard the song before?
No.
No.
I might have.
Yeah, it's probably like a song that you've heard in a movie or something like that and you just didn't recognize it until after you learn how to play it. And then it seems like every time after you learn how to play a new song, then you're like, hey, that's a song that I know, even though you'd heard it a bunch of times before, you just didn't know it. So that'll probably happen with you now with Hungarian Dance number 5. This is our chat moderator, the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? Remember that story I started writing, that fiction thing?
Yeah, it was like 1,000,000 trillion words or something?
Yeah, now
Okay.
it's longer than the first Harry Potter book.
What?
Yes, the book I'm writing is longer than the first Harry Potter book so far.
That's terrifying.
I looked up the word count, and then
Okay.
it's like,
All
yeah,
right.
I'm like, yeah. Anyway.
Wow. Okay, well, good luck to all of
Thank
you
you.
attempting to write and read
yes.
that. Yikes. All right.
Weekly activity?
Well, oh, yeah, weekly activities. Tell us
This
about
week
that.
is the grand staff spelling, and if you write the names of the notes, they all spell words. Find the words and tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram, and our mascot penguin will hook you up with 150 bonus points. Won't you, Quaffle?
And do make sure that you take a picture of that and send it to us so we can give you points for that one, because that's a lot of work, but it's kind of cool to spell words. Hi, Clapples, sorry, we're talking too much. You, get lost, Theatrical Athena. You, make sure you've got your PDF open, or you can just follow along with me on your screen. We're gonna, we've got, what, should we start at the beginning or the toughest part? Let's start at the toughest part. How about that? We've got this thing down here, because I got a feeling that Clapple's gonna jump in here, so if we missed the other parts, that's all right. This is the part right here we gotta get. This is F, G, A, F. If you can get these 4 notes really, really, really fast, then that's gonna be definitely the hardest part of the song. And F is the note that is right below a group of 3 black notes. So there's a group of 3 black notes. If we just take the lowest one and drop it down, we'll land on an F. So we're just jumping into the middle of the song here. We need that F. And it's just going to be 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to worry about the fact that it's an F and a G and an A. I'm not thinking about that as the notes go by. I'm just playing this note, and then up, and then up, and then the original note. As fast as you can. As fast as you can, however fast you can do it. You want to practice that right there, and then we're going to take the exact same pattern, just down 1 note, and play the exact same thing starting on E. And then the exact same thing starting on a D. That's what's going on this line right here. This big, huge, terrifying string of notes is just this easy pattern right here. This down 4 times. So it starts on F, then starts on E, then D, then C. And then this other thing that we'll learn in just a second, but at least you'll have that much down. Now, we won't be able to play that with the track probably for this whole lesson because that part is really, really fast, but it's the toughest part, so I wanted to give it to you ahead of time in case Clapple jumps in and cuts me off. So let's talk about the first note of the song then. We need a group of 2 black notes, like those ones right there, and we want the highest note now, the one just to the right of that. So we're gonna start right there. We're going to go from that one, we're going to jump up to an A, which means we're going to skip over these 2 notes right here and go to that one. So those are our first 2 notes. This is, and then we're going to skip over 1 note this time, and we'll land on a C. So if you already know the letter names, great. If not, that's fine. Get the note that's above the group of 2, skip over 2 notes, and then skip over 1 note. This is the Hungarian. Is tricky because this one has a hashtag on it. That hashtag in music is called a sharp sign, and sharp means play it slightly higher. So what we were gonna do is play this is the Hungarian. Right there, we're gonna play the G, but this says don't play G, play the note that's slightly higher than G. So we're gonna play this one right here. That's a G sharp. So we're gonna play that one, and then up to the A, and up to the B, and back down to the A. So that whole line with the track would sound like this. And a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the Hungarian dance. Okay, so maybe just that section is all you want to work on for right now, because these last guys right here, the A, B, A, that's supposed to go pretty quick. So when you practice this song, make sure you're going through those. The ABA, you stick those really close together. Okay, so I got a feeling Clapple's gonna be jumping in here pretty soon. So let's take on this next thing. This F, G, A is the exact same thing we played just a second ago. Remember we had that pattern? That thing? We're gonna do that, except we're just gonna play the first 3 notes of it. We're not gonna come back to the F before we go down to E, and then down to D, and then C, C, B, B, up to E, and then down to A. So this song kind of jumps around a lot. If you want to, especially, there's not enough time. Okay, what I was gonna say is, to make this easier, you can just combine these 2 C's right here and combine these 2 B's. You don't have to play both of them. They go by kind of fast. This is the 5th, written by Johannes Brahms. So those go by kind of fast. If you want to just play written by Johannes Brahms and just play each of them once, that's perfectly fine. This next part right here, because sorry, Clapple, we got to get through these. Those 3 notes right there are the same as the first 3 notes right there. He also, but this time we're going to go all the way up to the highest note of the song, a high E. So he also wrote. Then this section right here is going to be the exact same as this section right here, but instead of starting on an A, it's going to start on a C. So this one's going to start on a C, this is going to start on an A. It's the same pattern. And then that terrifying thing that we'll need to practice. And then this last one is the same thing you've already played. Written by Johannes Brahms is the same thing as playing what you know, because that's the section that you'll know now, and done. So you will have played all of those notes. All together, it's going to sound something like this. And a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Here we go. This is the Hungarian dance. This is the 5th, written by Johannes Brahms. He also wrote that sweet lullaby. Here we go. This is yeah, okay, so that's why you need to work on this section with the F in it, because it's kind of crazy in there, but there's lots of stuff that repeats in here, so I think you'll be able to play at least the first line pretty soon. It jumps around a lot more than other songs, but we'll get more practice on levels 2 through 5. But for right now, it's time for our feature of the day, which today is going to be a game that I know you can win. It's called Higher Lower. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play 2 notes. One of them is going to be higher than the other one. So I'm going to play, like, for example, this note and this note. Now, this note is lower because it's closer to the left. So I'm going to play 2 notes. I'm going to say, is the second note lower or higher than the first note? And you are hopefully going to say, in this case, lower, because the second note was lower than the first note. Okay. The way this is tricky is you don't get to see any of the keys. So I'm going to play 2 notes for you that you're not able to see which ones I'm playing. There we go. And so you're going to have to tell me if the second note is higher or lower than the first one. So our first example would be, and Kendra, you can jump in on this one. I'm sure she's going to get these because she's really good at these kinds of games. But here we go. See if you can get it before she gets it. That note and that note. Is the second note higher or lower than the first note? What do you think, Kendra?
The second one's lower?
The second one is lower. Very nice. All right, so these are both going to be really low notes, but one of them is going to be higher than the other one. Let's see which one it is. So we got this note and this note. Is the second note higher or lower than the first note? What do you think, Kendra?
The second note is higher?
The second note is higher. Okay, cool. So hopefully you're getting it, maybe one of these at home at least. Now I'm going to go to where you can't even see it on the camera. So here's 2 really high notes, but one of them is going to be even higher than the other one. Here we go. Is the second note higher or lower than the first note? What do you think, Kendra?
The second one is lower?
The second one is lower. I told you she's really good at this. Okay, we'll give you all one more chance to beat her. Here we go. Last 2 notes. Is the second note higher or lower than the first note?
Higher?
The second note was higher. Hopefully you got one of those at home. If not, that's fine. There's plenty of places where you can do exercises on this, and we got links in the student zone to places like that. So if you didn't get any of those and you'd like to practice that, then let us know. We've got links for you to practice that on your own. But for right now, it's time to go to level 2.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version, or visit learnpianolive.com/level2 for a detailed explanation on how to level up.
So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.